This week, you're going to be working on summary queries. Summary queries are also called aggregate queries. And basically, they are similar to the sum function in Excel, the average function, the max, the min, those types of things. So you're going to read through chapter 5 in your book, and then you're going to take a look at the lecture demo. So this is going to cover the different summary queries. The summary queries use what's called an aggregate function. And as I mentioned, count, sum, max, min, and average. And so the lecture demo basically shows you how to use the different aggregate functions, gives you examples of how they're used, and links to live interactive exercises where you can practice. And even though you may think that these are all numeric functions, the max and min and count can be used on text columns as well. Okay, average and sum are pretty much the number columns, but the other ones can be used on number or text. You'll learn a couple additional clauses, the group by clause. When you do an aggregate, if you include other columns, those have to be added or included in a group by, or you'll get an error. So you'll notice here I'm counting up customer ID, but I also want to show country. So I had to add the group by clause for country. So if you had an aggregate function for one column and you included like 2 or 3 additional ones, they have to be in the group by clause. Okay, and you'll notice that that clause comes after from and above order by. In addition, you can use a having clause. The having clause is a little different than the where clause because the where clause is applied to every row before the data is grouped and before the aggregates are calculated. So where determines what rows are going to get into our result set. And the having clause actually looks at the result set that was created after the where statement. And it then applies the filtering rules to that result set. So it doesn't determine the result set, okay? It actually runs on the result set. So that there's kind of a distinction there that you do need to understand. Okay, so there are examples there as well. We do cover server extensions, just so you know what they are. But I'm not really having you do any hands-on exercises on those because the server extensions are only available in Microsoft SQL Server. All of the other applications that use Transact SQL don't include these. So what I've done, for those of you that are interested, is I did create an extra credit that uses those server extensions. So if you want to do the extra credit, awesome, you can get 10 points. If you're not interested, that's absolutely okay because it's extra information. Once you finish the lecture demo, you are going to go into the textbook assignment. And this is going to give you practice using all of those aggregate functions. So as you work through this, you'll become familiar with using min, max. You're going to have to add the group by clause. And you'll notice that we utilize these aggregates in a lot of different ways. Okay, so you will become familiar with those. and what the limitations of them are. And then you're going to work on another final project milestone. This is your last milestone. It has several different parts to it. The first part involves aggregate functions. So basically, you are going to create 4 aggregate functions for data in your tables. Now, everybody likes to use count. So yes, you can use count in all 4, but if you're going to use count, you also have to use a different aggregate. You can't just use count 4 times and, call it done. So you'll notice that, yeah, in the first one, I used count. In the second one, I used count and sum. Then I've got count and average. Okay, and then I've got min, max, and average. So you need to mix it up a little bit. And if you don't have a lot of numeric columns, remember count, min, and max can be used on text columns. Okay, so there's no reason for you guys not to be able to come up with 4 different aggregate queries. So I would just kind of look at your data and, what makes sense? What would you like to know? So you can see here I counted customers in each state. That made sense to me, right? If you're a business. Here I counted the number of items ordered by item number. And then I totaled up the items that were on the order. Okay, so you can kind of see what I did here. That would actually be information that I'd want to know. Okay, so if you need help, I certainly can help you come up with some if you're short on ideas. Just pop into office hours or send me an email. Happy to help you. And once you're done with that, you are going to upload your scripts. And that's pretty much it for the required assignments. There is the extra credit. And then I did include some different resources down here. If you are confused by group by and having those clauses, you certainly can watch the videos. Here's another one on sum, count, group by and having. Hopefully those will help you if you are confused. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a great week.